So you've decided to come to Japan, and what are you going to do right when you get here? So one thing that you need is a visa or a residence card. If you're a student and you go through the student route, you can come to the airport and they should give you the residence card at the immigration place. If you're coming through work, they should sort you out and they should handle everything for you. Once you get the visa, then you're going to need housing. You're going to need apartment. So what you can do is look on Facebook and you can find people that will find apartments for you. The problem is that a lot of the places they don't like foreigners living in their apartment and they're going to want you to pay a lot. And even if you pay a lot, you're going to need a guarantor, somebody who will sign for you. That being a Japanese person, they have to sign just in case you um, run off and they need to find you. They can go to that person, so they're your guarantor. I have a friend here, so he signed for me actually. So a lot of these places they don't want foreigners. So what you're going to do is have to find a specific place, actually a specific company that does apartment finding for foreigners actually, and there are many that do that. And a lot of these places, the apartments are maybe not as new or not as nice, but they won't have a deposit and the upfront rental fees. And so a lot of times the apartments they'll have about 2 to 3 months rental fee upfront and a deposit which is about the 1 month's rental. And sometimes there are gifts which is probably another the same amount as the rental fee. So sometimes you have to pay a gift, the deposit, and 2 months rental fee, and it can cost a lot in the beginning. So if you go through a specific company that helps foreigners, they will find you an apartment that may be a little bit older, and sometimes they're not that bad actually, and they will not include any of those fees. It'll have zero deposit, zero rental fees. Me personally, when I came here on a tourist visa, and because I had experience working in China, I found a job within the 2 months, and it was really stressful. And then in the beginning, I was living out of Airbnbs, and so what you can do is not what you can do, but what I did was find a company that hired me and switched over from the tourist visa to the work visa. And I said in vlog one that it looks frowned upon, and usually I'm not sure how they would do it and how difficult it is to change from the 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 tourist visa to a work visa. But it's possible, it's doable. And I did it, and it was stressful at the time, but um, looking back, it was exciting, and it was part of the experience. So how I found the apartment was actually I came here with my girlfriend, and she was actually a student. And what they do is they give you the residence card on arrival, and she got the visa, and basically we got the apartment under her name, and because she was a student. So when you find the apartment, you do need a visa. That's something that you do need, or the residence card, you need that. So since she already had the residence card and visa, we put it under her name. And since I was a tourist, I can't legally I can't, they won't give me an apartment. So what happened was we paid actually a lot of money up front, and and at the time I had a friend here, and he actually was my guarantor. So you need a guarantor. So a lot of times if you go through the company for the foreigners to find the apartments, you don't need a guarantor and you don't need a deposit. And that's why usually these apartments are usually a little older, and not as nice as the newer ones, but they're not that bad actually. So once you have the apartment, the you're going to need some phone service. What I personally did was I went to go get just the gigabytes and I didn't, and it was, I believe it was 100 yen per minute to make an outgoing call, but I didn't really know anybody, so I didn't really need it. So I paid about, I think in the beginning it was about 25 bucks for 5 gigabytes, and that really didn't last me for the full month, but it was doable for the first year. And so once after that, I switched over to SoftBank, and there's numerous other phone carriers. There's Docomo, there's AU, and then there's other smaller ones. And what I did was I got my phone service and my internet through them. Um, in the beginning, actually, I believe I went through the apartment complex, and they helped me get the internet through them. So sometimes you can do a package where you can get the phone service and the internet together, and then you can just get one bill together. So once you get the apartment, the visa, and internet, you're pretty much set. One last thing that you need to do is go to your local city hall and register that you live there, to make sure that that you'll get all the mail to your house. Also, sometimes too, you have to go to your local police and tell them that you live in that location. Once you have all these things, you're pretty much set. You can go out and meet new people, and there's websites that you can go. There's a an app called Meetup, and you can find people and find local people, and meet friends. So that's it. Please leave your comments, and if you have any questions or if you want to talk about something, I can get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any good ideas for future videos, I'd love to hear them. And this is only vlog number 2, and I'm still getting used to everything. So thank you for watching my video.